Good afternoon. Welcome to Woodbridge, the best town around. My name is John McCormick. I'm the mayor of this great town, and we're here today for a very pleasant task in welcoming a brand new project to the corner of Route 1 and Route 35 with a groundbreaking ceremony. This is a piece of land that used to be Pier 1 Imports. Pier 1 hasn't been up in probably close to 10 years. The land was under all kinds of legal constraints, and it took us a very long while to get control of it. And we finally did, and we sought out redevelopers, and the one that always comes to the forefront of projects in Woodbridge Township is Wick Builders. They became the redeveloper, and after the prior owner for years couldn't find a tenant, couldn't get anything done, within months, I think, Wick had some tenants, which I'll let them speak about. But this is a fantastic project for Woodbridge Township. It's called the Cloverleaf Development because anybody who goes back as far as some of us do here, this intersection of Route 1 and Route 35 used to be a cloverleaf until the State Department of Transportation started eliminating them all over the state. Frankly, the way the traffic moves now, when people come off of Route 1 North to try to make a U-turn and go on Route 1 South and go cut across 4 lanes of traffic very unsafely, I'd rather have the Cloverleaf back. But I digress. That's not necessarily important right now. I'm going to let, as I said, I'm going to let the landlords speak about the tenants, but Bob Paulus and Wick Builders have done a lot of projects in town. They continue to do a lot of projects in town. The big one that they started with was the movement of the senior tenants at Stern Towers over to a beautiful brand new complex called Red Oak, just off Port Reading Avenue on the Seawarren-Port Reading border. And then the old towers, which were really nothing to be proud about, a concrete jungle, not great living conditions. The people, then all the seniors, 55 different units, moved over to Red Oak. That ceremony was something else. We had people hugging us, kissing us, thanking us because they had brand new living quarters versus what they had. Right now, as we speak, people are moving from Olsen Towers next door to what we're calling Green Oak, and that's another one of those great projects. And then those, just like Stern Tower was turned into, I didn't say this, but turned into luxury apartments downtown. If you were designing a downtown, you wouldn't put a senior building right across from a train station. So that's where it belongs now. Downtown Fords is going to have the same thing. Olsen Towers is going to be turned into 75 luxury apartments and give that area a jolt, just like downtown Main Street has gotten a jolt. What else are you doing for us?
I'm trying.
We're looking at a couple other opportunities, but when it came time to select a developer here, Bob Paulus, with his experience, he's developed all over Edison and New Brunswick and so many other towns, has a fantastic reputation, has a great relationship with unions, with his employees, with contractors, basically with everybody. We have a few people who are going to speak. Let me introduce everybody up here at the dais. To the far left is Heather Lamata. She's the Deputy Director of Redevelopment in Woodbridge Township. To her right is First Ward Councilwoman Sharon McAuliffe. To her right is Third Ward Councilman Corey Spillo. This is the Third Ward here in Avenel. To his right is Martaleski, the Director of Planning. And to her right is the Head of Redevelopment in Woodbridge Township and former councilperson, current Chief of Staff, Carolyn Ehrlich. So I'm going to turn it over now to Carolyn and ask her to say a few words. She's involved, this whole team is involved in, weekly meetings with Bob and his staff, and they come out here a lot and they shepherd all these projects through. So I'm going to ask Carol if she'd say a few words.
Thank you. So developing this site was truly an impossible dream. This land stayed open for over a decade, and we tried all we could to get something to happen here. But the property owner delayed and did nothing. The only thing I think he accomplished over that whole decade was accumulating a lot of DEP violations. It was really a mess. And then, thankfully, the WIC companies came in, and this was made up of 4 or 5 different properties. They bought them all, they assembled the properties, and then they were off and running. And I have to tell you, when you do something and you're going to be looking at every little detail, and you will not do anything except for strive for perfection, you know the project is going to be a success. And that's what Bob Polis's leadership is all about, the details of perfection, being part of the team and working hard. But that's not all. Bob is, he wants to be and is a part of this community. Time after time, he says, what more can I do? What can I do? He gives generously to the Woodbridge Community Charity Fund. He is about to become a prime sponsor of the Chamber of Commerce, and he is truly a friend, a pillar, and a leader of Woodbridge Township. Thank you to you, your family, and the most phenomenal developing team out there. Everybody is a pleasure to work with. Thank you.
Thank you, Carol. When Carol says that they do a great job, and it just doesn't even look like a construction site. You drive by at night when they're done for the day, and all the machinery is lined up perfectly. Everything is in order. It's just a wonderful, wonderful site. I'm sure our inspectors have no trouble when they come out here. Next up is Marta Lesky. She's our Director of Planning. Everything goes through Marta for permits, for inspections, for certificates of occupancy. She runs a terrific job. She's a partner with Carol and Heather in all of these projects. I'd like to ask Marta to say a few words.
So, Mayor, I'm just going to really echo what you just said. We actually get phone calls about how awesome this site looks. And that's a little unheard of in our business. When there's a construction site, it never looks good. This is always swept and kept, and it's truly amazing. They've been underway a couple of months now, and I know we're striving towards opening at some point next year, and they're our partner, and we're going to work with them to make sure that we exceed whatever deadlines have been set in place. So thank you very much, because this has been, again, as the mayor said, on the books for happening for over 20 years. It's just amazing. So thank you.
Next up, we have the councilman who leads the league in groundbreakings and leads the league in grand openings, Avenel. We're right on the fringe of Avenel in the 3rd Ward. But when you think back about everything that's gone on in this section of town, it's just absolutely amazing. It all started with the 500 luxury apartments on the train station site, Station Village. That led to our theater and our restaurant. That led to Kumon and Kessler, and a new restaurant coming. That led to development up and down Avenel Street, led to development up and down Rahway Avenue, led to development up and down Route 1. And now here we are at the intersection of Route 35 and Route 1 with another absolutely terrific project. Ladies and gentlemen, Corey Spiller.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon. Not to be repetitive, I can't tell you how many people reach out to me that aren't even in the construction field that says, I'm so impressed about the flags, the equipment. Everything looks great, as always. Another fantastic beginning to the project. It's no surprise to myself, the mayor, Carol, the administration, Route 1 redevelopment is the cornerstone of my agenda. And when they approached me and they said, Mr. Paulus and Wick are interested in this property, I was over the top. Couldn't be more happier. What everybody has said, just fantastic. Switching hats is fire official. I get to sit down right from the very beginning and see it just, grow. We have I've worked with a lot of great developers, a lot of great GCs. I'm telling you right now, there's nobody that does it like Wick in terms of fire official and also as councilman. I look forward to this project. Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We also have some other people from the town with us. We have our business administrator, Vito Simaluka, his deputy, Casey Wagner, our special projects coordinator who used to work for WIC, but we stole him, Patrick McSherry. I want to thank John Haggerty, our communications director, his deputy, Megan, and her deputy, Kelly, with an IE Walsh. This is a great team. They're all out here supporting this great project. Behind me is Bob Paulus with his son Dan and his son Tim. And Dan's been chosen to say a few words on behalf of WIC companies and the entire WIC family. So, Dan,
Thank you.
It's all yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon. WIC's really excited to be here at this groundbreaking. As both the mayor, council, everyone alluded to, this has been a long time coming, but it's also a lot of hard work that went into this by lots of people in Woodbridge Township. So we're thankful to be here. The mayor also alluded to that we're standing just north of it was actually the site of the very first Cloverleaf interchange. Not just a Cloverleaf interchange, but the very first Cloverleaf interchange in America. It was a design that was picked up from elsewhere, but perfected right here in Woodbridge Township. And it really is a great example of forward thinking and innovation in a development between government and design, and great design. And today in 2024, that spirit lives on here in Woodbridge Township. You have hopefully what is great design on the part of a developer, and also innovation from government and putting two and two together. So we're really excited because your mayor, your council, planning department, redevelopment department, and engineering department have really taken a site that was, as the mayor said, an old abandoned Pier 1, a junkyard for cars that sat for many, many years, and is putting it back to its intended use, which is a retail site. Very soon, we're looking at, in just under a year, opening up this site, which will be a retail center. It's going to be anchored by a Sprouts Farmers Market, which is an organic grocery store. They have over 300 locations nationwide, and they pride themselves on fresh produce, organic goods, and organic groceries. That will be our anchor, and they'll be complemented by many other businesses. We have apparel that's interested, retail. We have some breakfast places, a couple of names that we're hoping to put some pen to paper and ink on a deal. We're looking at Turning Point. Kava is another upscale restaurant that's looking at coming. So we're looking at putting together a nice mix, something really for the community that complements the other businesses that are here and is a draw to the area for this Avenel area. We'll also have to mention, we really want to thank, and I mentioned the names, thank the engineering department who has worked way beyond to make sure that the state agencies, particularly NJDOT, upgrade this area and bring safety and improve the infrastructure. There's going to be a signalized light that's going to be coordinated with the existing lights here to make traffic flow through this area both safely and efficiently. And that's a requirement of this redevelopment, which we're happy to do. And it will be a benefit to both all the local businesses in this area and also this redevelopment. The Planning and Redevelopment Agency, from the very beginning, this is one of the last remaining parcels that they could put their stamp on, made sure that this development was going to be something that was going to be a first-class development and made it very clear that it's going to be upgraded materials, and that's a project that we can really get behind. It's how we like to do things, is to put our best foot forward. So you're going to see a center that is made of traditional brick, limestone, and a lot of timeless finishes that's going to fit right into the neighborhood and look like it belongs here and like it's been here, but also really something really pretty and beautiful, along with landscaping that we really like to do is dress things up with landscaping also and put our best foot forward to come into the community. WIC has been part of the community. We've been in Woodbridge Township, Fords and Woodbridge for over 75 years, so we're happy to be on the border of and fully in Avenel here. So we thank everybody for what they've done for us. And I've always said that when you work with Woodbridge Township, there's no surprises. If you put together a well thought out, a fully complete package of something that's designed, their professionals will repay that same courtesy tenfold and work with you to make the project happen also. So we thank everybody within the administration, not just everybody that's standing up here, but all the people behind desks and in the township that aren't out here today, and look forward to breaking ground today. Thank you very much.
So back in February, I'm visiting my daughter in Denver, and I'm at a traffic light in an Uber, and I look up and I saw Sprouts. For the first time in my life, I saw Sprouts, and I was excited. I couldn't believe it. I said, we're getting one of those. And I can assure you it's the first and last time I'm ever going to be excited by an organic vegetable store again. I want to recognize Mike Gellin, who got here from our engineering department. He is our township engineer. Before anybody was involved in this project, with all the problems that we're having on this site, Mike was very involved with the DEP, as Carol said, and did a great job getting everything cleaned up and done. And the last thing I want to say is how important that light is. I want to thank the DOT Commissioner, Francis O'Connor, Acting Commissioner. He came out with us with 3 of his staff, and if Carol and a few of us were here for meetings going over a whole bunch of projects in town. We came out here and we stood in the parking lot where IHOP is, and we looked at this intersection. People come out of this driveway here and not supposed to make a left. They do. They come out of the IHOP driveway and they're not supposed to make a left, but they do. It's not the safest in the world. So they committed the DOT. Have they approved it yet, actually?
We're on for the permit.
They're just about at the final stages of approving a traffic light here, which is very much necessary. And as I said, over there, it's a mess when cars want to make a U-turn crossing lanes of traffic, but the DOT has been terrific to work with. We've had multiple meetings, Zoom meetings, in-person meetings. The state DOT has gone out of their way to work hard for Wick Builders and for Woodbridge Township on this project, so thank you to them. And now let's shovel some dirt.